Went from a 2-bedroom apartment to a mansion. We on that sips, I steady shit. Ain't no cook, we paid a bitch. Got out of mud, ain't asked.
Hey, bro.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 episodes and counting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Episode 5. You already know what we doing, bro.
Enlightened
Brothers, man. Episode 5, man. It's been crazy.
We back into it.
Man, me and Emery weren't even thinking about recording today, man. I had my own personal stuff going on. Em had his own personal stuff going on. But you know what? We got to give the people what we want.
The grind don't stop.
Ooh, got to give the people what they want. My fault. Grind don't stop,
Grind
man.
don't stop.
This is an everyday type of thing.
It don't.
Before we get into things, for those watching on YouTube, y'all may be surprised because I don't have a mop on my head.
Take it off.
I had
No
the hat
cap.
on, but as you can see, my head's cleanly shaven. Yeah, it's just
Oh my.
things happen. So we're skinheaded in it right now. I got my SpaceX hat on because you already know how I roll. Y'all know where I side. Space gang all the way, man.
Yeah.
But let's get into it, bro. How did Michael Pence not feel that fly on his head?
Michael Pence. Well, I'm not a fly type of guy, but I heard flies are attracted
To what?
to poop. To poop people.
So what are you saying? He smells like poop, or he's a poop person?
Maybe a little bit of both. I don't know.
Well,
Haven't met the guy.
here's my theory. A lot about, and we're gonna get into this debate, but and I don't want to harp on just crush anybody's candidate, but a lot about Michael Pence to me seems a little bit fake. The reason why he didn't feel that fly on his head might have been because that thing was not, his hair was not real. Because look, that dude's hair is too perfect for him at that age. I'm sorry, it's pure white and it's placed perfectly.
What is he, 60s?
I don't know how old he is, but that is too perfect for his age.
A
It has to
counter
be fake.
argument. I'm saying arguably the second most important person in the United States has to have hair of utmost quality. Because have you seen?
His hair is of the
Have you
gods.
seen Trump's hair?
Oh God! Well, it's that his hair probably.
That
be
man
flying
got
off.
a thing on him. Pause.
The second thing I was trying to say about Pence that made him fake is, I don't know. It's just something about his essence, man. It feels like after the debate or when he gets off camera, he unzips his skin. That dude is
You're calling him a lizard man?
He's a lizard. We're not getting into conspiracies, but if there are lizard men, that is a lizard man. I'm surprised he didn't eat the fly on top of his head.
Kamala. She really represented for colored women.
Yeah, I say colored
Yeah.
because I don't know.
Because
She black, Indian.
she
what?
has a deep ethnic background.
Yeah,
that
definitely.
I'm not too certain of. I'm not Ancestry.com, but hey, she was holding her own.
Yeah,
And
she
it was
definitely.
a sight to see, man.
Well, this was a different debate than last time.
Last time was a train wreck on top of a plane crash, on top of a helicopter crash, on top of a boat
And
sinking.
this one was just a fender bender. There were definitely everything wasn't the best. Mike Pence obviously going over his time a lot. One thing about Kamala, maybe it's because a lot of people don't know about her, but I feel like every time she introduced an argument, she had to give an accolade.
Mm-hmm.
Like whenever she gave one of her policies or something, she was like, back when I served on this, and this, and I did this, that, and the third, she went on. She took up like 30 seconds of her time just boosting herself up.
That was a good strategy.
Is that a good strategy?
Opinion.
It might be a good strategy.
As I said before, I don't really think majority of Americans are that educated. But I do know a lot of Americans are going to tune into the podcast. So, yeah, I'd say that.
You mean the debate?
I mean, yeah.
Hey, hopefully a lot of
Yeah.
Americans.
But, tuning into the debate, and she's taking that opportunity and her using that platform to influence their opinion.
Yeah,
So-
I guess that's a good political strategy. Just for me,
They-
I was kind of like, okay, we get it. You did what you did. Now tell
Yeah.
me about how you're going to help us.
Yeah, but they did say that a lot of people say the debate is like the turning point, really in the election that will like sway a lot of voters, and I think she did a pretty good job at doing that swing.
Yeah, I mean,
I felt like I was on a swing. Well, I can't vote, but you know.
I don't know. One thing about this debate, last debate, I watched every second of it. This debate, not gonna lie, I felt bad as a content creator that I did this, but I fell asleep.
Oh, you fell asleep?
I fell asleep on this
I was
debate.
actually watching it while doing some homework.
What'd you think?
Watching it, and I didn't even really watch it for real. I just heard some pretty key point. Like I listened when they were talking about climate change.
Oh gosh,
climate change
Stop
and
it.
racial inequality.
Woo.
But you know,
that
yeah,
climate
that's
change.
about it. I was zoning them out.
That climate change topic again, man. It's basically the same thing. It's the right side barely believing in climate change and not believing the science, and it's the left side.
Yeah.
Kind of, I mean, I think Kamala this time did a lot better than Biden, at least.
There was there was one thing that she said that resonated with the Democrats. She said, if President Trump told me to take a vaccine, I would not do it. But if the scientists told me to, I would.
Yeah.
What do you think about that, man?
Well, here's the thing. And I rewatched.
You sound like Biden.
I rewatched the highlights of the debate before we started this episode, and when she said that, for a second I pulled back, and I definitely want to give my instant reaction to this. I want to hear what you think about it too, but it's like, well, if there's a vaccine, don't you want to take it? Now, I don't. That's a tough one. Mm-hmm. That I think that one's more of just a political strategy, because I feel like if the scientists come up with a great vaccine that works,
right, then
shouldn't you so she said she would go with the scientists, but what if the scientists and Trump say it? That's kind of where I was coming from. Mm-hmm. And the talk about vaccines is just kind of shaky anyway, because public belief in vaccination is very lopsided anyway. A lot of people don't believe in vaccines. And for the people who are so against vaccines,
right.
Have you seen somebody with measles lately or chicken pox or something like that?
Yeah.
That's all I
remember a lot of people were getting chicken pox when we were in elementary, but that's completely gone now.
I've never heard of a person getting chicken pox.
But
in my era.
Maybe it was an Alaska thing.
Oh, probably. I don't even know if the viewers know you're from Alaska, man.
Hey. Glacier boy.
Yeah, he came from
icy girl.
From the land of igloos to the land of sunshine down here in Florida, man.
But yeah, I'm cold-blooded. Got ice in my veins. A couple other metaphors I can use.
I thought you were about to talk about the debate. You're talking about yourself. Move on, man.
That's the best tangent I could go off on myself. I'm a cool guy.
Okay.
I'm a cool guy.
But what about the cool guys on stage last night?
Cool people, because we had Kamala Harris.
Guy and gal.
A woman.
Yes, the gal. Mm-hmm.
They're okay, I guess. Moving on. What's the next topic we got lined up?
Yeah, and just to wrap it up.
Let me put this in since we're talking about politics.
Uh-huh.
Remember what we were talking about in episode 1, first episode of this podcast?
What?
People that don't wear masks. And look where the head of our government has gotten himself.
Uh-huh.
Walter Reed Hospital.
Walter Reed.
COVID-19 diagnosis.
Yeah.
Can't say I'm sorry for you, man. You were not advocating for it. Basically saying no masks. We don't need them. And look where it got you, buddy.
Yeah, and I mean,
cover your nose.
And by the time this episode gets released, hopefully this is up on Saturday morning, but by the time, it seems like dude has already beat the virus already. Mm-hmm. He seems to be good. And, I mean, look, this virus has been very harsh for a lot of agey people, and we know Donald Trump is 94 years old. So
I thought he was 103 this year.
I don't know, but
something like that.
If he's 103, Biden's 110. Either way, it seems as if he's doing pretty fine. I mean, in the videos and stuff.
Yeah, he did get the top receive the top treatment in the world, I'm sure. So yeah. And better be good.
In no way do I love Donald Trump, but the only thing is people did say that's what he gets, and I understand because he's talking about the no mask thing. But people were wishing death on him.
Oh yeah, that's a bit far.
That is way too far, in my opinion.
Man.
I wish death on nobody, no human ever. But
it's just
that is just Okay, now you're
I
taking.
don't
now
think
you care
anybody
too much.
deserves. Hot take. I don't think anybody deserves death, regardless of what they've done, because well, never mind. Like Hitler, yeah, I'm sure, but like,
Well, yeah. I mean, there's people who've killed, but I mean, other than that, it's just like for any random person.
yeah,
I don't
death
know.
is not. Well, Trump is a random person, but it's still,
Yeah.
death isn't something you wish upon someone, man.
No, man, that's kind of crazy.
Have you no shame? Have you no morals?
What?
Well, you could say the same about Trump, but still, you can't be the person you hate.
Yeah. Is
Yeah.
that all we got for politics, man?
Yeah, you reap. Yeah, basically, but you reap what you sow, or sow,
So
whatever.
it's so.
So
Okay.
said it right
Well,
the first time.
Anyway, now it's time to get into the juicy stuff. So, we usually do an artificial intelligence topic. We usually touch on theoretical physics. But this week, we're entering in the world of biotechnology, which is also another one of mine and many interests. So, as y'all know, or many of y'all may not know, but y'all know what the Nobel Peace Prize is.
Yeah, I heard I'm getting one.
I hope to get one
couple
someday
years.
too. Not the Nobel Peace Prize, just the Nobel Prize, because there's many different categories.
I'm going for that Peace Prize.
Nobel Prize
Best
created
believe.
by Alfred Nobel in 1865, the man who created dynamite. The Nobel Prize was made to just promote humanitarian acts. So this year's Nobel Prize in Chemistry was awarded to two ladies, Jennifer Doudna and wait, is that a lady? Emmanuel?
What?
Emmanuel? Yeah, I thought it was two women. I don't know how to pronounce Mrs. Charpentier. Charpentier. She must be French. Her name. I apologize, Mrs. But they got the prize in chemistry for their amazing scientific progression in gene editing. Now,
Like pants, jeans?
no, like your DNA. So I'll give you, like every episode, I'll give you all a short synopsis. So this thing is called CRISPR. CRISPR is short for clustered regularly interspaced short palindromic repeats. Is a microbial immune system that prokaryotes, bacteria, use to prevent infection by viruses called phages. Phages are the stuff that hunts bacteria, the things that bring you these viruses.
Right.
At its core, the CRISPR system gives prokaryotes, the ability to recognize precise genetic sequences that match a phage or other invaders that target these sequences for destruction in specialized enzymes.
So what does that mean in dummy terms?
So I'm going to break it down a little bit. Basically, CRISPR is something that is already within us. We already have the CRISPR system, but the big thing with this CRISPR advancement is humans found out many, many years ago, it's precisely 2010, that this thing could be programmable. So what happens is whenever you contract a disease, these things called phages attack and try to kill bacteria within you. Bacteria may die off, and that's how you get sick, or you may have sickly virus, bacteria, whatever. But anyway, your body remembers the sequence of if the bacteria in your body doesn't end up getting killed, it remembers the DNA sequence of the phage, the virus. So it remembers this, and it gets put into the database, which is the CRISPR system. Now, what CRISPR uses is this protein called Cas9, Cas-9, and Cas9 is what's used to, once it sees anything with that the same exact DNA sequence, it goes out and kills it. So that's why with vaccines and stuff, whenever you get this, that's why it gives you a little bit of the disease so your body remembers it, and then next time you get it, you're able to remember. So now on to the interesting stuff about CRISPR. I'll just give you some of the things that CRISPR says is its main use. So CRISPR, a gene editing technique, came out in 2010. Its main uses are adjust human genes, eliminate diseases such as cancer, Alzheimer's, things in that nature. It also, this is for any organisms, not just humans, so it can create better food. CRISPR can also edit live cells, and CRISPR can also attend to aging.
It sounds to me like We're about to get a real life version of the X-Men.
And this is the very futuristic side, and the side that makes my ears perk up. Let's get into the immediate impacts of CRISPR, and then we're going to move on to the futurist science that makes my heart tingle.
Okay.
So immediate
Heart
impact.
tingle.
Yes, I love future science,
Carry on.
science fiction. So I have been an advocate throughout the 5 episodes of this podcast for eliminating human disease.
Yeah, we
know.
Yeah.
Eliminating human disease in general. I mean, everybody has somebody in their lives who's affected by things from as low as colored blindness to things such as cancer, Alzheimer's, and all the way up, the whole spectrum.
Oh, color blindness is considered a disease?
Yes. But, all
that.
human ailments are within your DNA to a certain respect. So a lot of them are genetic diseases. So this way of gene editing or gene therapy, genetic engineering, this whole CRISPR system is just known as like a special like thing of like the golden scissors, basically. So you're able to seek out and cut out any abnormalities or things within you that will like basically deteriorate your human livelihood.
All right, so what about Jean Grey?
What? Oh God, stop! No, we're not talking about superheroes right now. Hey, Jean Grey, she's fired up. But yeah, man. So like, what do you think about this new science that is coming out? And before there is a whole another side of this, but like, just what does it make you think?
I'm one for all the technological and scientific advancements. Maybe you've gotten that if you've been watching the previous episodes. And yeah, this might for now take the cake above AI because
Really?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say like on the ocean versus space debate we had, my main stance was like we better try to understand the things like that are closer to us now. And I'd say like understanding how to figure out and develop and improve upon our pre-existing ailments takes precedence over trying to develop stuff like AI.
Well, I'd say AI and
tech.
CRISPR are neck and neck. I'd say we're at the same point. But you know what? I respect that point of view because as much as I love AI, this CRISPR thing, I did a lot of research on it once the story came out. I was very impressed, and I feel like I want to have my say in this too. This is extremely exciting. But yeah, so immediate impacts for those who want to know. Whenever we talk about science, y'all may think, how does this help me now? Well, for one, before we go any further, this thing, CRISPR and the gene editing, it's not absolute. Mistakes are still made. But as science goes on, we're getting better and better at understanding the human genome. But I can just paint a picture for you within the next 20 years. You go just for a regular checkup, or maybe your phone or whatever human computer interaction system. It tells you, look, you have some type of disease. You go to the doctor. They check on you. They see a real primitive case of cancer within you. So you're able to use CRISPR. They're able to basically implant this CRISPR into your body, being able to live edit your cells and genes to basically eliminate something such as cancer before it even gets to a point where it starts inhibiting your livelihood.
Actually, that just gave me a little bit of time to think on it. It's great to want to eliminate all these diseases, but you could argue that these ailments and all the things that are wrong with I'll just say wrong with humanity, but you get my point, are like what makes up humanity.
Yes.
So taking
oh my gosh.
So this gene editing may be viewed as unethical.
Absolutely. Okay, now that you just forked into 2 different topics. Now we're going to start getting into the future thing. That's one side of the fork. But the other one, when you're talking about you were basically saying the finitivity of a human life is why we're able to achieve such greatness. The
Right.
fact that human life expectancy now is somewhere in between, I don't know, 80 and 100. I have no idea what our life expectancy is. But the fact that we're only going to live to 90 means we got to get things done within these decades we have, as opposed to living to 200, 300, up to 1,000, which some scientists believe we can get there. Then we would create humans who are not as,
Useful.
hungry and useful, I guess, too. That too. For me personally, with all of this thing going out with understanding the mitochondria and things such as CRISPR abling to slow or find things within the aging process to make us live longer, it does pique my interest to live longer just because the science that we have, the world that we're going to live in within the next few centuries, it's absolutely mind-blowing, and I want to be here to see that. Now, the reason, like my goal in life, my whole existence, my will to live is backed behind creating these sciences just so I can experience it within my lifetime. But I may not, like colonizing the moon, things such as that. All the things within AI, building autonomous robots, all this stuff, becoming a multi-planetary species. I don't know if I'll be around for that. And I'm only 17 years old, and I'm thinking that way. But you're absolutely right. The definitivity of human life does create hungry people.
Yeah, a lot of lazy people. That's not what we're gonna need.
Yeah, people are lazy. Yeah. People are lazy within this time period, though. Yeah. Just imagine how many people are going to be lazy when we live to 400.
With that extra time in your life, there's a lot of, like, let's delve a little bit into philosophy going on this.
Okay.
They do say that with age comes wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
But I agree with that up to a certain. I believe knowledge is endless.
Yeah.
But I don't think knowledge capacity is endless.
Okay.
So even with our growth, like you said, the finitivity.
Yeah, finitivity.
Even with that
finite nature.
Even with that being at hand, I don't know if humans will continue like being like at the age 200 if we reach that. I don't know if they would continue being
So why wouldn't they? What would go
like
wrong?
What I said before, the knowledge capacity. I feel like we would hit humans, like individuals, would hit a peak.
Oh, you think our brains would overload?
Not brains overload, but and hey, with the AI developments and the chip you were talking about,
yeah, Neuralink.
Maybe we can install an extra terabyte into our heads.
Well, that is absolutely true. That's something that we have in the future. I don't know. I think our brains are built to last, man. I honestly do.
I don't know if we'll be able to learn new information at some point, but maybe like we'll be able to gain better clarity, if that makes sense.
Yeah, well,
pre-existing knowledge.
The essence of learning is contained within something called neuroplasticity. It's the ability of your neurons to move around and form new connections, e.g., synapses. So that's how we learn. So when we are babies, our neuroplasticity is at the utmost high because we're constantly learning. We're learning super fast. When we're young, we're learning super fast. Us now, we're learning crazy. But as you get older, you see people's brains starting to slow down. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, and it excites me that we've talked about so many different sides of science because all of these accumulate into the same thing. So now we're into neuroscience. Understanding neuroplasticity, we may be able to, increase the output or increase the max level, so adults will be able to learn as fast or as plastic as they may have before. Now, that's why people say if you want to live long, you need to keep learning and keep challenging your brain so you don't lose that plasticity. But so with AI and stuff, and this was in the Matrix where the main character, for some reason I'm blanking on his name, I don't know why, but Keanu Reeves,
Master Chief?
No. he learned Kung Fu within one download, because within that movie what it represented was that the computer and humans have like learned about neuroplasticity to the point where they basically mastered learning, so they're able to download information into the brain.
That's just because he's Keanu Reeves.
Well,
Have you watched John Wick?
Yeah,
He killed the dude with the pencil.
And that for me that takes out the fun of it a little bit. I love to learn because I love the process of it, but definitely like neuroplasticity is definitely the key to us living longer. But let's continue this CRISPR thing. So along with aging, which is what we hit on, adjusting human genes. But what's going on now, what's already happened, we have genetically modified food, but we also have things that we call designer babies. So genetically modified humans. Let's get into that.
GMH.
So people, I'm pretty sure now with pregnant women, they already like tell them that your child has this % chance to have ADHD or be autistic or something like that. So we're getting to the point where at birth we may be able to eliminate some of these downsides. But the issue with this is that it opens Pandora's box. So if we take out obesity within our child, well, where does it stop? If you take out obesity, why not give your child perfect metabolism, which is obesity? Why not give your child perfect eyesight, give them perfect muscle structure, give them great height, great intelligence, great looks, great eyes?
Super babies.
Right. So it gets to a real unethical point.
Yeah, it's already unethical in my opinion. Like, I think now, did you already say this? I think now they're able to choose their gender.
Really? I didn't know that.
I'm pretty sure.
I had no idea.
It's really close to that point.
Mm-hmm.
But either or, why would you do that?
Right.
I mean, it's like, let me draw as close as a comparison. It's like it's like not having a preference when you're dating someone, but fetishizing something.
Okay.
Like one person saying that they only like Indian people and Indian people alone because of, I don't know, their intelligence. Every Indian I've met is smart. But
stop that.
But it's crazy that you're gonna decide a whole human's life just not on a whim, but it's not up to you.
Yeah, and this is what's been entrapped within this whole CRISPR development, is that the scientists know that they believe that the science is progressing so rapidly that we don't have the time to address these ethical and philosophical concerns. It's like,
yeah, but that's kind of a no-brainer to me.
And it's a no-brainer to most people, but it's to the point where, I mean, I don't know, because they're going to want to, somebody's going to take away Alzheimer's within their child.
Yeah.
And once one person does that, more people start to do it. So it gets to a point where everybody's starting to take away Alzheimer's. And then, that's why I said Pandora's box. It's like it keeps going, and it gets to the point where where genetic modification in babies and humans is widely accepted. Because, I mean, there are certain things that would be kind of cool. Like when we become a multiplanetary species, it would be nice to edit somebody's genes so that they are able to function better on Mars than us Earthlings can, or swim better, give a human gills, or something crazy, give them wings, like something crazy like that. And it gets to the point where, like, I mean, just like, because I saw this in a video earlier, but like, if this gene editing thing gets, like, if it's just a runaway roller coaster, humans are going to look so much different in the future than they do now.
All right, I'm gonna relate it back to philosophy again, but this is just greed at its finest.
Greed.
I mean, yeah, it's progression of humanity, but at a point it becomes too much because we're straying away from like the natural course of life. And what is science? Tell me, what's the definition of science?
A way of understanding your natural world.
Your natural world, but this is unnatural. You can't pick and choose.
I beg to differ, but it's all within the laws of biology and within naturality. The fact that it's something available to us.
Yeah, but when you put human when you place human variables in there, because I'm not sure. All right, humans, us ourselves, biologically, we're natural. We fall under the constructs of the world, but our thoughts are unnatural, and I would believe that as far as I believe anything. But it's crazy that greed and greed is just the intense desire for something. So the intense desire for say you're like you were saying Alzheimer's. Say your family has a history of Alzheimer's, and you just want to see your future generations not go through that type of pain anymore.
Right.
Well, yeah, that's understandable, but you can't do that. It's just not right, man.
That is an interesting thing, but it's also to the point. I mean, if the science is available, I ask you, why go through something like that? Why elect to go through that when you know that? And this is under the assumption that the science is perfect, and there's not going to be many errors, and we've progressed. So this is years down the road. But my question to you is, why elect to go through something like lung cancer, or if you're blind, why elect to be blind when you know there's something that can take away that?
This isn't really something I can rationalize.
You said it is, or it isn't?
No, it isn't.
Oh.
I was just speaking specifically, trying to, at least in terms of science, but this is where kind of faith and religion comes into play.
Okay.
And I'm just thinking, man, some things aren't meant to be handled by us. And you should leave it to the man upstairs.
I understand that, but I also believe, within the science community, many of them aren't religious. But I also believe, many people across the world aren't. And, there's also probably some religions that are able to rationalize this thing within their religion. I don't know. I'm within the religion I'm in, but either way, not many people are going to come from the same Christian, thinking that you might. So, I don't know. It doesn't seem so.
It just begs the question: when is growth enough? And I would say that there doesn't need to be infinite growth of the human race. Yes, there can always be further understanding of what we say in 1,000 years from now, we just find everything that we could have found on Earth. And yeah, we could go to other planets, but I don't know if we should. Maybe we should be content with what we have. And
maybe so, but that is not within the essence of humanity from my perspective. I don't see humanity ever settling. The only way humanity will settle is if a meteor comes in and eliminates us, or if some Type 4 alien civilization decides to extract us from this planet or from this universe. Other than that, I don't see humanity stopping. I see the essence of humanity as something that in which is limitless, and I don't see us ever stopping. I see us becoming progressing to Type 1, then to a Type 2 civilization, which is something I can explain in a little bit, but I see the human race is expanding and becoming a multi-planetary species. I see us moving past being Earthlings, and I see us as inhabiting our many planets across the universe. And the only issue with that is the expansiveness of space. So for one, we have to find a way to transport ourselves across this space and to make humans multiplanetary, because Mars is different. It takes whatever time to get to Mars, but outside of our solar system, there doesn't seem to be any more habitable planet other than Mars. So other than that, man, we have to go so far to get to any other planets.
So I was thinking on the terms of, or I haven't really given thought to this before, but I don't really believe in infinity, because there has to be. Let's talk about the universe. Or the multiverse, or the galaxy, whatever you want to call it. I don't believe there's infinite numbers of these. So just thinking in extremes, saying we live for maybe 1 billion more years from now, and humans have done so many developments where we couldn't even be considered humans anymore. But there's some point where you reach a peak, and there's not much farther you can get.
I don't know.
So, I don't know.
I'm sure.
I think infinity is just a concept of It is just a concept of rationalizing what we do not yet understand.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, because mathematically, infinity absolutely is a rationalization, but within I forgot what this is called, but it's some sort of progression graph, and it's used within AI, and it's like an expectation graph. We have our expectations skyrocket, but there is some sort of plateau, and it does get to a point where, like, many technologies plateau in a certain respect, but I don't know that plateau may be so high above. I already know that the places that we can reach now, it's like way beyond where we are as humans. So wherever our limit is, it's out of mind, out of sight, and yeah, man, I believe it's out of mind, out of sight right now. I don't see many limits on humanity yet, other than being defeated by if there's some alien race, or if there's a meteor, or climate change. Or if we defeat ourselves, then there is no argument.
That's probably what's going to happen. If we do get defeated, it's going to be by ourselves.
We have to be able to preserve ourselves in order to come up with any of these phenomenal sciences, man.
Human nature in itself is just destructive, because we wish and want, and we do get to the places that we desire. Like 1,000 years ago, nobody would have even dreamed of a light bulb or technology, or even an deep understanding of physics. And look where we are now.
Yeah, but at the same time,
just look at the Cold War, man.
I think I just messed up. I don't even know what I was going to say.
Look at the Cold War, man.
Uh-huh.
Had things gone a bit differently, we might not even be here right now.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's definitely certain epics in our humanity's time period, but I mean, we've lasted for so long.
Yeah, we
millions
have.
Of years.
But there's always an end to something, and hey, after that end, there may be a new beginning, but who am I to say?
Well, and I mean, now we're talking about theoretical physics. I mean, the universe within itself will end up collapsing on itself. So right now the universe is expanding, but when it hits the peak of this curve and the universe starts contracting back to where it was since the Big Bang, that could be. So there definitely is some type of ending. That's what some people believe, but then the believers in string theory and multiverse think it's infinite. So who knows, man? Yeah, that's deep stuff, though.
Beyond me.
So on to the ethical things. Well, let me ask you this question. So since you seem kind of kind of stand backish on the gene editing thing, do you believe that we should ban it?
No.
Okay, well then where do you believe it should stop?
I believe it should stop whenever we deem it as too much. But there has to be an event that happens. I'm just speaking in what ifs right now, because I don't even have a full understanding of gene therapy.
Uh-huh.
But let me try to think of an example.
Okay.
You can talk about it. This is my
Well, okay. Well, what I was going to ask you, I can make it easy on you. It's like, does gene therapy stop on making better food, or does it stop on editing animals? Because we have see-through frogs. Like, we've already edited animals. Look it up. We have see-through frogs. So plants, animals. Does it stop on getting rid of minor diseases for humans? Does it stop getting rid of the major diseases for humans? Or does it stop once we edit the babies, or as we go on and on and on? Which one of those stop gaps do you think it stops, or should it stop for you, within your mind?
This is a tough question. I think it should probably stop. Yeah, like I said before, I think it should probably stop when it's deemed too unethical.
But who
And
no? But there's no.
The world must deem it unethical. It happens when people start complaining, when people see the wrongs.
People complain about cell phones. There is no
This
such
just
thing
goes
as
back to
there's no
what
such
I'm
thing as
saying.
global consensus, though.
This is just goes back to what I'm saying. We're escaping the natural world. Like you said, see-through frogs. What's the point of see-through frogs? What do they provide? I'm sure they have some great effect to the ecosystem, or they wouldn't have just made see-through frogs or whatever.
Well, yeah.
But it's just like it's just a bowling ball. It's just gonna be a bowling ball continuing to
or like an avalanche, like the snowball.
whatever snowball into something bad. We're gonna get to a point of no return at modification, and then we're gonna just look back and be like, oh, is this even humanity anymore? All right, that's what I was looking for. It needs to stop at the point where humans begin to lose their humanity, because that's what makes us.
What is humanity?
Humanity is the natural world. It's us trying to understand everything and working with what we have. But
so is the natural world being an animal, being a caveman, or is the natural world recording this and we're able to show millions of people us speaking right now? A caveman would say this is unnatural.
The natural world is when everything that we know is modified and has no relation to what it originally was. Yes, you could call that technological advancements, but you could also say that is just driving away from what we know.
What do we know? I mean, we're learning new things. So then it gets to a point where we're not going away. We're living in the knowledge that we have, don't you think?
Yeah, that's just purely philosophical, then. I don't know.
That's philosophical. I mean, in essence, we've been talking about philosophy this whole time. But I feel like there's so many different sciences. Next episode, I want to talk about nanotechnology, to where you can use machines to create anything. Nanotechnology. We're talking about biotech now. Computer science, artificial intelligence, theoretical physics, biology. There's so many different things. There's so many different factions of science. I feel as if we are boundless.
Yeah, let me put it this way.
Mm-hmm.
If you edit something so much to where it completely becomes of your understanding, what more is there to understand? So I'm saying, if we raise something, like when you max level a player on a video game or something like that,
okay,
you reach the peak of what could have been. But if you leave room for failure, that's what provides growth. So this gene therapy, it's aiming to perfect humans, but humans are imperfect beings.
Oh, well, yeah.
So this is
I believe
impossible.
We'll always be imperfect because we still have a brain. We still have our minds, and within our mind, there is imperfect things.
Humans are imperfect beings, but gene therapy is making it seem like we can be perfect beings. And this is just my take on it. We shouldn't be perfect beings, because being perfect actually does limit our growth. Yeah, you may say like all the diseases are eliminated, we have more life expectancy. But in reality, that's just taking away. We don't need all this life. We should cherish what we have now. It takes away from the important things in life.
I understand that. I see that point of view, and I believe that
it's not scientific though. But
it's not scientific, but it should be. It should be that point of view should be of value. So I certainly we agree on many points, because I also think. Within the knowledge space that we are limited to right now, living in 2020, we can't rationalize editing a baby. But my take on this is human progression is so exponential. We are so nonstop, to the point we can look at the people who lived in 1840. They don't understand the life we are living in now. They don't understand why we use cell phones, why we use computers, things as such. So someone in 2170, they might look at us and be like, oh, they just don't understand why we are editing these humans. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying whether it is ethical or not. I'm not saying that, oh, we should do this. I'm not saying let the reins loose on science. There definitely should be limits. But when you try to limit science, that's when, like, say we ban genetic therapy research, that's when people go underground and things become underhanded. And that's when somebody like North Korea just does it on the side, and then they build an army of genetically modified humans, and then nobody else in the world knows how to do it, and then they end up taking over the world. That's when underhanded things start to happen. So when things such as this are out in the open, we are hopefully we'll be able to build a community that is around ethics, that is around logic, and we are able to function through goodness. And you asked the definition of science, and this is certainly science, understanding your natural world. We disagree because I believe this is all natural, because it's things that, what I say natural is things that are that adhere to the laws of physics. Anything that adheres to the laws of physics is natural in my thinking. Anything else I would call supernatural or unnatural. But regardless, what I was trying to get to is, this isn't only science, this is also technology. Now, within the definition of technology, I feel like technology is something that enhances its user. So humans use technology to enhance us. So I believe all of this adheres to something that is technology, which that seems to be limitless in my regard, that we always are progressing in that way.
Yes. I want to go back to when you were talking about like a human in 2370.
Okay.
Looking back on us and saying we didn't understand.
Yeah.
And yes, it is true that people say we should learn from the mistakes of our past, look back in history and not make those mistakes again. But that goes back into humans being imperfect beings.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if we should be able to understand everything. Yes, it's good to know things, and that will always take us further than we have been.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, just learning. I don't know if learning should be from past mistakes. I think learning should just be something of looking straight ahead. And
well, I don't know about all that, but
I don't know. It's hard to put into words.
I understand. I understand where you're coming from, and I understand that there are millions, billions of people who probably agree with you right now. But the only thing I'd say is, I feel like using that thinking. Say you had that thinking back in, I don't know, 1820, then if you were in that space, if you had only the knowledge of being within 1820, using that thinking, you would disagree with all of the things that we have in place right now, driving cars.
That is not true.
That is absolutely true.
Because the future of the universe, everything that can be and will be, is here with us right now. Everything that we can't understand can be understood now. It's just that, like I was saying before, it's not that we don't have the knowledge capacity, like our brains can't handle it. It's because we haven't put the pieces together. Like, I'm sure there are there are elements in existence right now that if we had a better method of understanding, could take us farther than we could possibly imagine. So growth is not only found by looking in your past. Growth can be found by looking ahead.
I understand that, and I mean, that's not the point I'm making, because obviously I'm the science fiction guy. I'm the futurist science guy. I'm always looking at what's coming ahead. But all I'm saying is, that is weird what's happening over there. But what I'm saying is, it's not looking back into the past. It's taking you and placing yourself within another level of thinking to relate to what somebody now thinks about the future. So when I say if you lived in 1820 thinking about 2020, you're thinking and you had that thinking, that may be similar of you being in 2020 looking at 2220. That's I hope that's making sense. But what I'm saying,
you lost me, kinda.
Okay, so let me try to strangle this donkey. People have been talking to me about my metaphors, man. I'm sorry.
So trash.
I'm sorry.
This dude's a killer.
Let me try to put oh my gosh.
Beating a dead horse, strangle a damn donkey.
So let me try to skin this cat.
Bro, you just do this on purpose now.
So
Yo,
You
let me
right.
just skewer this pig.
You're right. Yeah. Oh God. You right now, and I'm not saying I believe in all this gene therapy stuff, but you right now are hesitant about getting rid of something like Alzheimer's. Is synonymous to you in 1820 not wanting mobile phones because you believe, oh, it's natural to having to go up and walk to a human
Hey,
to
now,
talk.
I did not say that we should not get rid of Alzheimer's.
Okay, well then what is that's why I
I'm
asked
saying-
Okay, but this is why I asked you before. Let me get this out. This is why I asked you I gave you 4 different stopgaps. I asked you to define the stopgap to where you want this thing to stop. I said
Man,
plants.
that's a hard question.
How?
That's a difficult question. I will clarify right
We're
now.
the Enlightened brothers. We got to answer the
Shut
difficult
up.
questions. Oh, God. Excuse me. I bleep this in the editing, future Caleb. We have to answer the difficult questions. This is what being enlightened is. Answer.
Bro, shut up.
Now.
All right, I'm going to get. All right, I was saying that we shouldn't, man, whatever. Screw that question.
No.
Moving on.
No, choose a stop. See, this is right now we are at the crossroads. Okay, this is an epic battle between science and whatever side you're on. Okay,
Science and love.
science and love. Either way. So I gave you 5 different points. I said editing plants to give humans better food. Then I said editing small animals to do whatever. Then I went on to getting rid of small diseases such as erasing colorblind or maybe deafness or something like that. And then I said erasing big things such as cancer, heart disease, things that take away your life to the fullest. And then I said designer babies and all that stuff. I assume
let me
you
put
don't
it
want
this way. I feel like we should have things that mitigate these, but it's all coming back to the same original stance.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like this is taking away from the humanity in humans. So yeah, I'm on the side of this being unethical to an extent. Gene therapy is good, but I don't know if it should be a solution to all of our problems. Then there will not be problems to solve.
Well,
And when there are no problems to solve, let me put it like this: when there are no problems to solve, when will we start asking questions again? You don't question anything if there's no answer to find. So
that is absolutely true. I agree. And I believe within the expansiveness, if we progress, if we can keep progressing to type 5 society. And I really need to describe what these types are at some point because people may be getting confused. But if we progress to some superhuman society, I believe the questions are always limitless too.
that eliminates the substance of life.
How?
It eliminates the substance if there are no problems, like you were saying.
I didn't say there are no problems. I said that the problems are limitless.
In a superhuman society?
Yes, I believe because the space is so long.
If
space
we're
is so
superhuman,
huge.
I don't believe we would be able to see those problems, no matter how limitless they are.
That is a perspective. I can see that. I can see that. I can certainly see that. But if we are this society of greed that you paint the picture of, then I feel like they would want to see the world, the universe in its totality. If we get to this some type of crazy, indescribable human society, I believe that you could always venture out, and then if the science that people believe in now, it takes, I mean, the universe is 14 billion years old, so the problems within our universe are limitless in a human perspective because the all-out expansiveness of our universe it cannot be completely explored by one entity. So we will never run out of problems. We will never run out of questions, I believe. I don't believe so. But
all right.
let me clarify.
All right. I'm just gonna I don't even know how to put this.
Uh-huh.
Let's think of a world where majority of scientists are correct in their non-religious beliefs.
Okay.
Sorry, God. And
Okay.
God, quote unquote, God doesn't exist.
All right.
Since we are made in God's image, I believe we already have room for flaws, and that's why humans are not perfect beings. But in this utopia,
It is
in this
utopia.
world where God doesn't exist, I would say that humans would definitely be able to reach that image of being perfect.
Yeah.
But when you're perfect, there's no more room for growth. So
I hear that.
like with this gene therapy, eliminating Alzheimer's and all future diseases, that would be reaching perfectness biologically in our bodies. And when that perfectness is reached, there's no more questions to be asked.
Well,
No more questions to be answered.
I think we could go on this for hours.
This just eliminates the inquisitive mind.
we
That's what I believe.
we definitely disagree at some point here. And for people that may think I'm a mad scientist, I would definitely like to clarify my point of view, because I also love the human frailty. I love the fact that everybody has flaws, and that is also within the essence of humanity. That is also makes us who we are. So in no way do I desire to be perfect. In no way do I desire to be immortal. But I also have an understanding of the progression of science, and I have an understanding of where this, if you put it down on a diagram, on a graph, I understand the exponential nature of where science progresses. So although I may not love to see babies being genetically designed, I also know that with the information we have, governments even may try to stop this, but it is within humanity's essence to also innovate. We will get to a point where there are certain science that you cannot deny, and that is my standpoint. I believe that there are certain things that you cannot deny, and I believe that there definitely needs to be constraints to gene engineering. But also, it doesn't need to be banned, because when you ban things, that's when I talked about North Korea developing super soldiers that can fly and kill everybody, that type of thing. But I also believe that, so therefore, I believe that it should be open to an extent, like Emery said, it should be open to an extent. Therefore, we are able to explore this and develop, good principles behind this. And this goes toward all science that affects humans.
All right, let me also clarify, because I feel like my thoughts were kind of jumbled up and placed at different thoughts. So basically, the essence of science, I really think, is just progression.
Okay.
Looking towards the future,
I feel
wanting
that.
to see what we can do, what we can accomplish with what we know, what facets we can break. But I also do believe it's a popular belief that humans are limitless, but I don't think so.
Okay.
And that peak, it's intangible for me and like for everyone. I don't know what that peak will be. I don't know how far that peak will be, but I do believe there is a peak. I feel like we're limiting the peak of where we could be. Like I was saying before, just trying to perfect imperfect beings, it's not something that should be done. And you could say that these innovations, there's always room for growth, and these innovations, they're always going to cause growth. But there's like with the peak and everything, I think there's a point where you innovate too much, and that removes the ability for you to innovate any further.
Well, my only issue with that statement is that you're also kind of toward, not even though you said there's a peak, if you say that we progress towards that peak too much, are you saying that we should slow science so that we can not reach that peak as fast? Because if you say there will be no problems left over, if you want there to be problems, don't you want to solve those problems?
I think you're thinking of my peak as like put it in probably a diagram form, just a straight line, and I don't know where the top is. But no, there are multiple peaks that humans can get. Like in a game where you make choices and stuff, there are multiple routes we can take.
Okay.
So I feel like the route we're taking with gene therapy is towards a peak that like could end shorter than the peak that we have the potential to reach.
Well, then, yeah, we were just looking at it different mathematically. I didn't see a peak as so. You're that's more like a what is that called? A dead end. You're more thinking a dead end.
Yeah, a dead end.
So yeah, a dead end is how you really think it is. Like, so you think. So there's multiple lines. I talk about forking a lot. There's multiple things that humans can partake.
Basically,
and
I think
if we go this way to that gene fork, then that goes to a shorter than going this way. We end earlier because we chose gene therapy as opposed to living in a different way.
Right.
That makes sense.
With gene therapy perfecting it, I feel like that would be the bad ending for humanity.
I can see that. I can see that. That makes sense.
Basically, to sum it up, imperfect beings should not be chase that image of being perfect. Well, they can chase they can chase that image of being perfect, but I don't believe they should ever reach that image of being perfect.
And you know what? I can respect that. I can respect that. And you know what, man? We're already an hour in. That is absolutely insane.
Did we have any other topics lined up?
Yeah, we did. We have one more.
That's tough.
But you know what? And we're not going to edit any of this out because this is a true debate. Not a debate, but we did debate a little bit. But this was a debate, but this is a discussion because we don't debate like our presidential candidates do. We're discussing well and eloquently. I believe that this is something that should be cherished. This is
man.
Yeah.
From this.
Shake my hand. As was I. As we enlighten each other as we enlighten you. And oh gosh, man, I feel like we could talk for hours because now me with my SpaceX cap on, I want to
feeling himself.
I want to talk about so many different sciences, but
wait,
you know what?
I know nothing happened this episode that really could ask for this. Oh wait, no. What'd you say about skinning a cat, strangling a donkey? Hold on.
Oh gosh. So every episode, we know that Emery decides to walk up to the camera, look at the camera, look back, shake his head, yada, yada, yada. Now he's walking. Oh, he hit a 180. Yep, he's back, and he's going back to his seat. Yeah. But no, oh, my gosh, 3 times. But this was absolutely special. And you know what? I feel like we could go on for 5 hours, but why give y'all 5 hours of content now when we can leave y'all desiring for more? So
cliffhanger.
We will probably do a gene therapy discussion part 2. And there's many more things. Yeah, there's many more things I wanted to do and say, and there's many more things Emery wanted to say. But you know what? It's time to move on. Yep. So, man, that was deep. So we'll go into a little bit more a lighthearted topic. But real quick, I gotta go get my water real quick, man. If you want to introduce the debate, you can, but I'm parched after that. Let me get some water real quick. Ready?
All right, let's go.
And we're back. What's up, y'all? So even though what previously just happened was certainly a debate, we still have to do our debate. This is an Enlightened Brothers tradition. Tradition. Debate of the day. Debate of the day. Debate of the day. All right, let's do it. What's more important in a partner, intelligent or funny?
Let's talk.
Emery kicks off every debate, as he will today.
Intelligence or what? Humor? What was it?
Funny, yeah.
Intelligence or funny? You know, when I think of my image of the perfect woman, I see...
Dude, what?
Edit this out.
Man, if you're on Spotify or Apple, this is why you should watch YouTube. What?
I guess we're not going to edit that out. Whatever. You know, having someone you could talk to is really nice. Mm-hmm. And maybe if you're both smart, you can make a little intelligent joke. A equals MC squared.
Shut up, bro. What's wrong with you, bro?
It'll get a little giggle out of both of you. But, you know, Then you got the funny person. I'm not a woman, but you know me, funny Emery. Coming in the streets. I know it's not a freestyle, but I'm still bringing in the heat with the beat.
Okay.
All right. But you know, I don't know. This is just me buying time to find an answer.
Oh yeah, no, same.
Funny, intelligent. Well, personally, I'd probably like somebody that's more funny. Cause you know, you can always become smarter, but you don't learn humor. You can read a joke, read a joke book, find you a couple here and there, but you know, somebody funny. That's an actual nice quality to have. And I don't really think that it's too common. Real, genuine, funny people. Yeah, you can get a chuckle out of me, but are you gonna make me hysterically laugh and can't breathe and roll on the floor? LMAO, LOL, ROFL. No.
Well, you know, I think most people know where I'm going to side. So let me try to rationalize it. I came into this debate being purely on intelligence side. But, you know, I took a deep dive into who I am, into what I value in life. And on this podcast, I talk a lot about science. And I've talked more about science than I've had about, you know, philosophy and personal growth and mindfulness and all the other things I value in life. And when it comes to a partner, what I value the most is a smile.
Bro, if you're going to do this.
What?
Hell
No. Let me finish.
Not about to,
let me finish. Let me finish.
All right, I'm going to get my 2 cents.
Let me finish.
After.
There is no twist. And although I believe that me and this person, I would love to talk to somebody. I would love the person I love to be able to talk about all the theoretical physics and E equals MC squared, as Emery says, and time travel and all of these things. I'm going to go on the funny side because I believe a good laugh can cure anything.
You know what? I thought you were going somewhere else with that. Pound it.
I told you, let me finish. I believe funny because I feel a good laugh can heal all wounds. We can have gene therapy. We can have CRISPR. We can have all this stuff. But, you know, if you're on the floor laughing out loud, man, laughing your butt off, that enjoyment, and then just like to look into the other person's eyes and like, you know, you are truly
just that spark.
That spark. You're truly in equilibrium with this other person. I believe you can attain that through funny better than you can through intelligence.
Well, I'm gonna take this opportunity to address love, man. Because honestly, beyond science and I won't say religion. Let's keep that out. Beyond science and just human nature and all of the emotions, I feel like love prevails among all of them, and it just keeps the world moving.
If y'all may not know that Emery's the love doctor, by the way.
I am the love doctor. I am the love doctor. You know, I'm the love.
After countless relationships, he's still going.
I won't refer to myself as God, but I'm the love God.
Yeah, man. You know,
let me humble myself, but bro, love makes the world go round. And you know, any ladies out there, if you're still watching, we don't have to enlighten you just about intelligent stuff. I can enlighten you about love. Enlighten you about love, baby girl. Cut this out, bro.
Why'd you say it like that? You know what? As much as I love science, and as much as the people may think that I love it, we absolutely
love women.
100%
love women.
Yeah, but we agree. I believe that love is
I thought you were going somewhere else.
Love trumps science in every aspect, man. In every way, shape, or form.
I don't know if you guys knew this. I'm gonna talk a bit about myself. I'm a romantic movie, romantic comedy, romance anime type of guy.
And rom-coms.
I love seeing a relationship build up between people, finding that trust and connection within someone,
and just burn to the ground.
Just give your entirety of yourself to. This is me trying to put it into words, but really, love isn't meant for words. People say I love you all the time. Like, Caleb, I love you, dog. I love dog. I mean, I love you, dog.
I love you too, kitty.
But
You said dog like 3 times.
but that word love, it doesn't really bring together and encapsulate all the feelings that truly go into love, quote unquote. Because love itself is beyond love. You feel me? If you don't, you should try to feel me. Because where I'm going with this, I'm going places. I'm going to take you on dates so you can follow and see new places and take steps back, do the traces so you can see where we fell in love, baby. And I could take you to your wedding and call you my lady. Yeah.
Talk to me.
And I'm going to use this to bridge into the final freestyle of the podcast because I think we're trying to go far with it. Unless you don't want me to, then I'm going to go back and
bro, stop. Okay, stop, bro. Well, I mean, I didn't even get to say nothing. You know what? But no, we absolutely agree. The feeling of being able to give your whole self to a person, that is something that, it's hard to resist. It's hard to resist that. Me in my life, it's been hard to resist that type of feeling. And I don't want to get into my journey as a monk and stuff like that. But, I think this is a good place to put a stopgap on this for now.
Yeah.
I certainly believe that love trumps all. And Emery's absolutely right. It's not something you can put into words. It's not
something you should put into words.
It's not. You shouldn't. It's something. It's an energy between two people or multiple people. It's a certain energy that you can feel. You cannot see it, but you can absolutely feel it, man.
To be honest, podcasts aren't for me. But I'm kind of killing the game right now. If you didn't see that already,
okay.
Because I'm not more of a wordy person. I'm more of a person that feels things.
Talk to me.
And it's not something even in my head, I don't really rationalize stuff. I'm just okay. How does that make me feel? And even right now, I can't even put that into words because feeling is not something that really covers it. It's just something. It's like the direction your heart takes, and that's really what. Yeah, I can't even put it into words.
So
it's something beyond. It's just something beyond words.
And you're not, and I'm not trying to say you're outside of your mind, but you don't focus purely on just you see this and you hear this and that's what you feel. You're kind of and this is out of science. This is metaphysically you just there's certain things you feel.
And yeah, it's just. Maybe to put it into perspectives, I don't view the world as thoughts or constructs or ideas. I view the world as bonds between people, and everything out of our understanding is what makes up our understanding. That makes sense, and it doesn't make sense, but that's how it is.
No, man, I feel that. And through all that we've discussed today, this has been yet our most enlightening episode, even more enlightening than episode 3.
Yeah.
We have an agreement, and within the bonds of humanity, I mean, it's just yeah, man. There's not much more I can say. Actually, I think that's an absolutely good rationale. Me and you may differ in when it comes to learning certain things, but life isn't completely about learning. I agree in the fact that it's love and connection between people because, yeah, that's point blank period. Love and connections, man.
All right, give me a beat.
Wait, hold on. Are we gonna do a freestyle or are you trying to give him a love song? Can you sing?
I can sing, but give me a beat.
All right. If you want to do a freestyle, you want it fast or slow?
Slow.
Boom. Ch 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 ch. Boom boom. Ch 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 ch. Boom boom. Ch 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 ch. Boom 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 boom. Ch 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 ch. Boom boom. Ch 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 ch. Boom boom. Ch 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 ch. What, bro? Bro, you wanted a beat.
Yo, this dude just beatboxing.
That's green, bro. I was looping it too. I remembered exactly. I knew exactly how many beats I wanted per box. Like, wow, bro.
But you see, that was my love song. That was my freestyle. If you felt it, you felt it. I don't think it could have been put into words. And I think that's the best summary of today's episode.
So no music.
No music. Listen to the music of your heart, people.
Never gonna give you up.
Never gonna let you down.
Never gonna run around here.
Desert you.
Never gonna make you cry.
Never gonna say goodbye. Never gonna tell a lie and hurt you. My people, if you watch this far, YouTube, Spotify, or Apple Podcast, I'm proud of you. I thank you. I respect you more than words could say, because, you know, it's just a feeling. Caleb?
Yeah, man. Love y'all to the most, man. Thank y'all so much.
Episode 5.
In the books, man. Oh, wait. Hold on. You want to talk about what's going on in the future?
Guests on the podcast.
Guests on the podcast, man.
If you thought it was good enough with just us two, because, you know, we're pretty magnificent, just picture one more person in the middle.
One more person smack dab in the middle.
And
we're bringing one more person to the Enlightened Brothers
It's
podcast.
going to be crazy. They're going to enlighten us more than we can be enlightened, and we won't even be able to. Yeah. You feel me? It's just going to be something crazy. It's just going to be something epic. And, yeah. Hit us up.
Not only, and you know what, me and Emery, we really got our work cut out for us. But not only are y'all going to get the Enlightened duo right here, y'all are also going to get a bonus episode every week. Maybe every week, maybe every other week. We're going to give y'all. We actually have to come up with a title. We have to come up with a series. We have to come up with how we're going to interact with our guests. But we are now going to have guests on the pod.